Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Zarrin from Canada. I would like to share my view and insights about the recent coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic around the world, and also share some of my recommendations about how to protect yourself against this kind of virus infection. As I always say in my teaching, that disease and health are two opposite poles of one natural phenomena. In order to understand the cure and how to cure the illness, we have to understand the causes of the disease and the underlying causes of the disease. No matter epidemic, pandemic, acute, subacute, or chronic. Disease caused by a pathogen such as virus, any kind of virus, cannot kill the human body when the body can activate its natural ability to cope and respond and fight it off immediately and correctly. Disease cannot kill the human body when the cells are nourished, well nourished, when the cells are clean, free of toxins, when the cells can have adequate life energy um, through their body that can do the biological functions right and on time. Disease cannot kill human body when the cell's genetic materials DNA is intact. It's firm, strong. Disease destroys the human body when the lines of immunity, the first line of immunity, the second line of immunity, are dormant, are not activated, and they're weak. Disease destroys the human body when the cells are deficient for such a long time, when the cells are intoxicated, and when the DNA, the genetic material of the cells, is fragile and can be easy hacked and be replaced by pathogens DNA in order to duplicate and proliferate in human cells. Disease is an internal domain, the same thing with healings. They're all happening within you. They are internal, have internal causes. And if the body has the ability, which is endowed in every single human being by nature, to be able to detect, to be able to cope, to be able to respond on time, and to be able to fight it off until you can restore your health. Pathogens are the natural entities on the planet Earth, such as virus, such as bacteria, such as fungal, and any other microorganisms. Microorganism cannot destroy the human body or kill the human body unless we provide them a right environment, provide them right materials, such as nutrients in our body, and allow them to get into our system deeper and deeper until they get into the cells, hijack the cells, hack our DNA, start duplicating their own DNA, and proliferate in our body, and the whole human body becomes a piece of virus. It's the time that the body can be destroyed. But when it comes to viruses, the viruses, they all have the same material, but some of them are harmless to us. Some, they are very harmful. It all goes back to their own protections. So the virus is an independent entity in nature, and they wrap themselves into an independent particle, which is called virion. The virion can survive in the environment for a certain period of time, but they cannot survive longer because they cannot produce energy and they cannot restore energy for their survival. That's why their survival is depending on another living being, another organism cells, such as animals or human being, in order to produce energy and duplicate and proliferate. When it comes to a special virus such as COVID-19, it's from coronavirus family, um, they have one extra envelope around them. Some viruses that don't have this envelope, it's much easier to be destroyed. And but this family, they have another envelope as such as organic fatty kind of materials, organic fatty molecules around them, and make them much safer in the environment, and they can live a little bit longer. And that's why they keep saying that the washing the hands, you can be protected, because with soap and warm water, you can dissolve these layers, this envelope of fatty tissues around this virus. So viruses, especially coronavirus, owns a nanotechnology. They are in a nano size virus. They're very, very small, but they have nanotechnology and equipped with this technology to attack uh, organisms such as human beings and animals. And this virus has to kind of find a suitable host in order to match its proteins to the protein of the cells of organisms, which they can find it in human cells and animal cells. So when they get to the cells, get closer to the cells, so they match the proteins match with human beings and then start attacking the cells. So, but why this happening? This is a question, because human being has a, such a strong, supposed to have a strong army, bodyguard, we call it immune system, which is endowed in every human being by nature. That immune system has two major subsystems that they're supposed to detect any antigen, any microorganism such as virus, bacteria, fungus, or any sort of free radicals or toxins into our system. And they're supposed to distinguish between self and non-self, between own materials and foreign materials, between internal factors and external factors. This is the job of our army, job of our immune system. The two subsystems, that one of them, the very first line of immunity in human being, is called innate immune system, that we can find that line in our skin, in our digestive system, in our ENT, like ear, nose, throat. As soon as the innate immunity detects something, it starts creating, it starts responding to it and creates some symptoms such as runny nose, such as rash, such as diarrhea. And when by of some reasons, for some reasons, this antigens is going to evade the innate system, or is way faster than innate system detection, goes to the system, and but it's going to be detected by the second subsystem, the second line of defense, which is called adaptive immune system. Innate system is non-specific. It's going to react to any pathogens, to any antigens, but adaptive is more specific. It's going to recognize and detect it much further to exactly understand what kind of antigen got into the system. And based on that, is going to immediately mount a complex of responses, immune responses, to attack it and mark it for death and send it to like white blood cells such as phagocytes to be killed. And So, but these two lines of immune system are very crucial and very important to kill the pathogens before becoming destructive in our system. So when they get into the body, they pass the innate immunity and also pass the adaptive immunity. They get into the matrix of the cells, means extracellular. At this point, they're not getting into the cells. They're waiting for opportunity to open the gate of the cells and hack the cells and get into the cells and like hijack and hack the DNA. During this time, the body still has have time to destroy the pathogens. But if it doesn't happen by the immune responses, then the pathogens get a chance to go and attack the cells. So that happens in most of the pathogenic infections. So the same thing happens with this virus. This virus is going to kind of lock with the protein of the cells, hack the cells, get into the cells, and destroys the humans' genetic materials, DNA, and enforce its own DNA, starts duplicating, proliferating. But the protein of the virus is going to be intact. It comes out and goes to the next cell and is going to infect the other cells and keeps continuing the same way until the whole body becomes a virus. And this virus attacking the main buffering system of human body, which is respiratory system, and unfortunately, the lungs are going to be affected so fast because this virus is moving so fast and kind of proliferating so fast, and it's going to shut down our main buffering system, which is lungs, and then body is relying on the second buffering system, which is kidney. Actually, they both work together, but at this time only kidney is supposed to do the job, but just one buffering system is not enough because the pH level of the blood going to drastically drops down below 7.35, because in human body, if the pH level slightly goes under the neutral pH 7.35, the body goes to coma and dies. That happens in this kind of pandemic situation, that the lungs is being affected, destroyed, and unfortunately there is no major buffering system to control and bring back the pH level to neutral. So at this point, the immune system did not detect the virus, and the cells um, are so fragile, so weak, so deficient, so intoxicated. There is no proper energy flow at the cellular level. This happened. And but now we know the causes of any diseases, anything. It all goes back to the cellular level. If our cells are well nourished, if our cells are cleaned, when our cells energy flow is adequate and they have proper energy flow, um, they cannot be attacked. Even the immune system couldn't detect the pathogens, but the cells, when the cells is intact, they still cannot harm us. When it comes to my recommendations, um, my recommendations is very simple for any kind of diseases, for any kind of medical situations, and especially around the infection, this kind of infection. um, I highly recommend everybody go fasting Instead of eating too much, especially solid food, go on fasting or intermittent fasting in order to starve the virus to death. Don't try to nourish them because they can be nourished in extracellular as well. So we don't want that. And go on a fluid diet. Avoid all the acidic food that causes the pH level drops down, such as animal meat, such as coffee, recreation drugs, such as dairy products, sugar is the main one, alcohol. There are many food that causes the pH drops down and causes acidosis in the body, and it helps a lot because this kind of virus can survive in acidic environment, and we want our body to be a slightly alkaline during this time to combat with infection. So the best thing is green leafy vegetables and fresh green juice in the morning. Just try to fast on this kind of diet for at least 3 weeks to, a little bit bring your body to alkalinity in order to um, save the pH and not to drop down to acidic pH. And on top of that, drinking a lot of pure water, a lot of treated water. I always talk about treating water. I have it in my book, Quantum Anti-Aging. Quantum Anti-Aging means anti-disease and anti-artificial death. This pandemic infection is an artificial death. So we don't want our body to face this kind of situation. So treated water is one of the best thing you can, the best liquid and very healing liquid. It's just a regular water, but filtered water, and sit it in the jar, close the jar overnight or for 8 hours to undo the water because the tap water is contained a lot of heavy metals that causes a lot of toxications at the cellular level, and has metalloids, and is very heavy water, and is not healing water. So after filtration you can set the water for 8 hours or overnight, and to get the water molecular shape to normal, because during the water, the tap water goes through uh, under so much unnatural pressure, goes through the rusty piping system, and when it comes out, it's such a big change at the molecular level. Instead of being soft, silky, and healing, it's very pointy and can cause a lot of damage in humans' tissues. And as we know, human body has 73% water, intracellular, extracellular, our blood and lymphatic all have water, and we want healthy water in our system, especially during the infection times such as this pandemic infection. So that's about water. You can find it in my book, but as I mentioned, that's very simple, there's no cost, is very inexpensive, and everybody can do it at home. And but you can fast on this treated water during the day, which is very helpful. It sounds very simple, but it's really scientific and is healing. And plus all this, I have my immunity protocol. I work with homotoxicology. It's a version of, it's a branch of homeopathic medicine. It's a very promising system of medicine, especially for um, pandemic situations. I've been working with this system of medicine for over 20 years with a lot of success. And my the majority of my patients have been on this immunity protocol since the pandemic infection has been around, and hopefully none of them is presenting any or manifesting any signs. And I would like to introduce it to you, and you, your family, and whoever would like to be protected against this infection, go and purchase it. Many of them are in health food stores. Many of them are in hands of homeopaths, naturopaths. If you can find them close to you, that would be a huge help to you. If not, I have all my information, my website, my numbers, my emails, my apps. You can reach out to me, and I will provide you with all informations, no matter where you are in the world. We can find somebody who can give it to you. We are in Canada. I'm providing many people in Canada, but if you are out of Canada, there's still you still can find them. So these are against any sort of infections, bacterial, fungal, viruses, and also it's including the immune system, fortifying and immune system support. During this time, I would like you to go on a high mineral intake. The most promising minerals that they can absorb quickly through under the tongue are the biochemic homeopathic minerals and trace minerals. Um, because DNA needs a lot of minerals to be strong and to be intact. During this time, shower yourself with minerals, and go on fasting, intermittent fasting diet. Avoid animal foods and solid food, dairy products, and all the foods that causes inflammation and causes acidosis or acidic pH in the body. So it's gonna make your and plus this immunity that makes your immune system much stronger, and awakening and activating your immune system. You got to be protected. So the hygiene is something that we always do. You always do. There is no question asked, but keep continuing. And also if even you don't present or manifest any symptoms, isolation is the best thing. If you don't have the infection, so you don't, you're not going to be in contact with anybody to get it, or if you are infected, you're not going to pass it to the others. um, Also, if you are infected, the quarantine definitely is something that is going to be necessary, because you don't want to infect anybody, especially your family. So these are the my recommendations. They're very simple. um, I always recommend this, no matter is acute, subacute, chronic, or pandemic. But during this pandemic, you have to start doing it right away, and in order to protect yourself, your family, and your community. So again, this is Dr. Zarrin from Canada. um, my websites are www.bioquantum.ca, www.integrative-nutrition.ca, and I have all my contact informations on my two websites. If you have any questions, I'm during this hard time, due to this crisis, I'm available free of charge for consultations regarding the coronavirus and infection. So if you have any questions, you can send me through my websites. My email is there. I have Facebook. I have Instagram, messengers. So I've been receiving a lot of questions from homeopaths around the world. Actually, my focus is on this to help people, and no emails gonna go unanswered, no messages gonna go unanswered. So I hope everybody's going to be safe, and please just think about my recommendations and let me know what you think and how I can help. Thank you so much, and hope the world is going to go back to health and happiness soon. Thanks. Bye.